Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're actually going to be talking about XRP and also Hbar. So for anybody who hasn't been holding these two assets or even knows about these assets, or if you do know about these assets, you should all know and understand that we are going to be marching forward on into a digital age of payments and finance entirely. We are getting rid of the old existing frameworks and structures, considering the fact that they are just not efficient enough to run the overall demand that we have now currently in our current modern age. Now, how do we get there? How does this work? Well, it's very, very simple. So first off, we've been seeing a lot of this popping up everywhere. CBDC, a high possibility. We've seen a lot of places around the world. Now, this has come from South Korea. They want to do a first test, could take place before December. Now, we are seeing this actually a lot now. We are actually seeing it, with, Nigeria. We are seeing it in the US. We're seeing it pretty much all around the world. Now, when we look at other things like this, we do see our Nigeria central bank governor says CBDC launch just a couple of days away. We even see, here, Fed prepares a launch review of possible central bank digital currencies. Now, what's very interesting about this is the fact that we are seeing this happen around the world. We're seeing massive development happening in regards to central bank digital currencies. We're seeing, a lot of innovation happening within the blockchain sector as well. Crypto, for what it is going to be marching forward on into, an idea of financial institutions and banks adopting crypto at mass scale and mass adoption. And I think that these two assets, when we're talking about XRP and we're also talking about Hbar, I think that these two, assets are going to be the front runners of that. And you might be wondering, well, why would XRP and why would, Hbar be the front runners of that? Well, it's very simple, right? First off, Hbar is the most utilized distributed ledger technology. Sorry. It is also the greenest technology, the most scalable technology within the space for payments and micro payments and all that kind of stuff. Hbar is being adopted at a massive scale already for a lot of its use case possibilities, but these two are also very, very interesting considering the fact that they have patent technology behind them that fully focuses on the enterprise grade sector within the fintech zones, as well as a lot of payment zones as well. XRP, on-demand liquidity service. Patent technology, utilizing XRP itself through the Ripple net. All right, that is a massive use case. That is going to unlock pre-funded accounts, unlock trillions of dollars of locked up capital. Hbar, we do know that Hbar has a lot of patent technology behind it, including hashgraph technology itself. And then also, we know that it has ABFT consensus, right? Now, when we're talking about that, that is massive in a sense that hashgraph itself, or I should say Hedera hashgraph itself, could be the front runner for enterprise grade use cases and financial institution adoption. Okay? That is the biggest part of the puzzle, because that is where we do see mass adoption happening at scale for transactional data flows over the Hedera mainnet, and also that is where we do see the adoption entirely happening in regards to price appreciation. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys that, but just look at this, right? While Hedera is killing it with utility DeFi and big NFTs soon, highly undervalued, right? Because when we're looking at everything, a lot of people are talking about Polkadot, a lot of people are talking about other assets, but check this out, right? We're getting live mainstream media attention happening on Hedera. Check out the average fees, right? $22, $19.50, fraction of a penny. And again, we are cheaper, greener, and faster than XRP. I'm not going to say that in regards to them being competitors, because they're not, because they're fully focused on two different industries. But I'm just saying, when you compare them to, other things, this is absolutely crazy to see. We even see our energy use / transaction. Absolutely, completely different. Also, Hedera hashgraph, I should mention, is fully green, right? They're carbon negative, actually. They're carbon neutral, sorry. They purchased carbon credits this year to make sure that they were carbon neutral, which is very good to see as well. Now, look at the total number of transactions. Now, this is already at $1.7 billion plus, or 1.7 billion plus, sorry, not dollars. But we do see here that the date and time, August 30th, 2021, in less than 2 months, okay, we hit over 100 million transactions plus. If that doesn't tell you how massive this is scaling at a rapid pace, I don't know what will. But also, we go back to the CBDC talk, right? First off, Ripple themselves has already seen the idea of CBDCs. They already know the idea of this. You guys could look at this white paper. I already did, but they're talking about global interoperability within all of this space, which we already talk about R3 Corda. We talk about Overledger, Hyperledger. We talk about Hyperledger Basu as well. But this is really the idea of implementing CBDCs at scale to really help innovate these scenes, or not scenes, these sectors that need to be innovated. We haven't seen innovative technology since credit cards and debit cards in the 60s. That was the last major innovation to happen. It has been over 60 years without innovation happening in these financial sectors and in the payment sector. Anybody who's doing cross-border payments, you should understand the pain points of doing that. But of course, CBDCs are such a big talk because these two assets are focused specifically on that sector and helping these sectors grow. For an example, this is giving you guys what a CBDC is, how they are explained, why issue with them as well, for that nice settlement time, the low cost fees, the efficiency of scaling as well. There's different types of CBDCs. We see retail and wholesale. When we're talking about countries experimenting with CBDCs, we see China, Sweden, the Bahamas, Eastern Caribbean. We see Marshall Islands, and that's just scratching the surface of everyone that is actually testing. First off, but we also see the sand dollar, right? Which is already being built, and it's already essentially built with MTech, which we already know is a partner of Hedera Hashgraph, if you guys haven't already seen that news. So when there's so many breadcrumbs connecting, Hedera to CBDCs, there's also breadcrumbs connecting Ripple and XRP to CBDCs. But the best part about this is that anything that is built on Hedera is all powered by Hbar. It's kind of different when you look at Ripple because, RippleNet products could leverage XRP. Most of them will. ODL services, the on-demand liquidity, that's going to be leveraging XRP. The line of credit, leveraging XRP. But everything will be leveraging Hbar. That's why I think Hbar's value is so much higher than people are actually perceiving it from the market standpoint. Of course, we look at the BIS stating that over 80% of central banks are already researching CBDCs, which we've talked about multiple times. And that is why, institutions are very, very focused on CBDCs right now. Everybody should be as well, because this is going to be innovative technology that's going to happen very, very soon. Now, of course, when we talk about the end goal for what, CBDCs will bring, it's just the idea of massive price appreciation for both of these assets. Now, again, we go all the way back to 2020. Check this out. Deutsche Bank, securities services market showing the Corda settler using XRP for possible digitized assets. And we always talk about digitized assets as being the huge thing. And the reason why I bring this up is because not a lot of people were actually around during this time, or at least, if you were, you should understand how huge this was. This is over a year ago now. Okay? Check this out. Here's the settler, XRP, Swift, a Corda settler intermediates settlement finality. This is all talking about digitized assets within the payment scene. We see crypto exchange. We see everything in regards to this, even in regards to smart contracts as well. Now, this is huge because when you look at the objectives here and can be met, this is all talking about tokenization. This is talking about decentralization as well. This is talking about funding services, all those major use cases that will provide so much value. They're also talking about asset owners, asset managers, investors, and issuers, the platforms, all of this in regards to everything that goes hand in hand with this. But settling payments, these two assets focus severely on both of those scenes. Settling payments in a very fast settlement time with the patent technology behind these two, that's game changing. I understand that there's a lot of assets out there doing similar things, but when you look at the long-term growth of these two assets and you look at the patent technology behind them, there's no real comparison to a lot of assets out there. All right? And we also look at the CEO's end goals, right? These are some quotes. First off, here's a quote from Brad Garlinghouse. In 5 years, we are not just Amazon Books, but we are Amazon. And the same goes for Hbar, right? Because their end goal is trillions of transactions per second through the idea of sharding, which with one shard they could achieve 500,000 transactions per second. And we already know that this is third generation technology. We've seen Bitcoin, we've seen Ethereum, now we are with Hedera Hashgraph. And of course, these two also focus on tokenization. Just to give you guys a little bit of that insight, which I've done multiple times on this channel, we look at the token service, okay? Native tokenization without a smart contract. But again, I don't care about the tokenization. I care about what their focus point is. All right, and guess what their focus point actually is in regards to tokenization or their consensus service as well. It's all leading back to a few things. Those few things are CBDCs, payments, financial services, all that kind of juicy stuff that we've been talking about forever on this channel. These two services, the consensus service and token service on Hedera, is extremely overlooked and undervalued. Okay? I am here for the future of tokenization. I'm here for the future of what digitization throughout all these scenes could be. Tokenization is going to be the breakdown of pretty much everyday life. Everyday life will run on tokenization. Hedera said it themselves. Even Ripple said it themselves, that at some point in time, pretty much everything will be tokenized. And that is the truth. Okay? So overall, when we really look at both of these assets in the long-term growth, you can't really put a value on them, but you could say, and you could at least speak on the fact that these two will be utilized on a massive scale in the fintech and payments zone. I've discussed that. I've talked about it. You know, I'd love to do a breakdown on that as well, because it's very simple to actually do a breakdown on that, considering the fact that when you look on their websites, you could easily see the payments disruption on Hedera Hashgraph and how they will focus on this. Also, again, with the token service, you do see the CBDC talk, you see the stablecoin talk, you even see the cryptocurrency micropayments talk with, you know, payments in general, and then of course tokenization. They always talk about tokenization of pretty much everything. They even talk about tokenization within the utilities market in regards to energy efficiency and energy at scale. This is the end game. We are marching forward on in time in this as well. And I just want you guys to all prepare right now, especially with your bags, to understand what is going to be happening as we do march forward on in time. I'm not saying don't sell your bags or do anything like that. I'm just saying at scale, you know, we are going to see these assets really appreciate in value greatly, especially when you look at the long-term goals of both of these assets. You know, these are, you know, very undervalued. I think that this entire space is very undervalued for what it's worth. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys do want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. If you guys do want more content, you guys could check out my website, NCashOfficial.com. But with that being said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.